Hi guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kiersey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. Ooh, I don't like that shadow. So I decided that I was going to do a review between Blue Tiger headsets and the Blue Parrot. And I am an expert on these two because I had not one, not two, but 3 Blue Tigers and 2 Blue Parrots. So we're going to talk about that when we come back. Okay guys, so some of you know that my nickname is Clumsy Kiersey. There's a reason for that, because I break everything. Okay, so when I first came out on the road, I saw the Blue Tigers. And I'm going to put a picture up on the screen because I don't have any with me, but certain colors and designs were like a charitable fundraiser for certain organizations. So if you got a pink one, it donated a percentage of the proceeds to breast cancer research. If you bought the blue ones, it did to St. Christopher's, which is an organization that helps truckers. I think they have a Wounded Warriors as a camouflage one. So, you know me, I'm always trying to like do the right thing and be involved in charity and goodwill and all that good stuff. But I got the Blue Tiger. I got the pink one. It lasted about 6 months and then it stopped charging completely. And I called them up and they were like, oh, well, if you send it back, there's a lifetime warranty, send it back and then we'll send you a new one. And, you know, we might say that it's X amount of dollars to replace it. At the time, I think that I had just gotten through training and, you know, I had it for 6 months. And I'm just like one of those people, like, I don't have the time, I don't have the discipline to go and send in rebates or, you know, send things back in the mail and that kind of thing. So I just went and bought a new one. And I bought another pink one. And that one lasted like 3 months. And then the button that turns it on and off just stopped going in. You know, and I figure, well, what's the point in calling them back? So I went and bought a Blue Parrot. This one was a 250XT, I believe. And it was much smaller than this. It was more like, for those of you who remember Sony Walkman, yes, I'm showing my age. If you remember a Sony Walkman, they had the little tiny round little foam earpieces. And they're real flimsy like. They, you know, they bounced around all over the place and it was just one skinny little tiny, you know, piece of metal that came across, this skinny tiny little band that came across. And so I got that one. I don't remember how long it lasted, but it wasn't long because the entire earpiece here just completely ripped off and came apart from the headset. So I said, okay, forget this. I'm going to go back to the Blue Tiger. I personally thought that the Blue Tiger was more comfortable. It was more comfortable because it was round. And if you look at this, it's not round. It's more like the shape of your ear. But it's not curved up here like your ear would be. It's more like up and down, like oval. Up and down rather than oval slant, and you can't turn it to fit the size of your ear. So after my third Blue Tiger broke, and I broke the one Blue Parrot 250, I went and got a Blue Parrot 450. That's what this is. I got that in April of 2018. Okay. Now, a cool feature of this is that this spongy portion comes off, and it has a replacement sponge that's a different kind of a sponge. It's flat, and it's more like the old headsets that we used to have. Okay, so if you're not comfortable with this sponginess, there's a different earpiece covering. It's still the same shape. It's just a thin sponge feeling, really. This is much sturdier, and I just broke my 450 2 days ago and threw it out, and this is my brand new one. So it took me 2 years to replace this one, which is pretty darn good. So if you think about that, in a matter of 2.5, almost 3 years, I went through 4 other headsets. 3 Blue Tigers and a Blue Parrot. Okay. Now, what do I like about this? What I like about this is there is a volume control on here, up and down here. You push this button and it turns it on. If you see the different lights, right, when it is charging, it will be a solid red. When it is finished charging, it goes solid blue. That is really convenient, trust me. It does seem to go for a while without needing a charge, which is awesome. It uses the same charger that my phone does, which is also awesome. What I don't like, this piece here is different from the Blue Tiger. The Blue Tiger had a much thicker piece here, and because of that, okay, this has a tendency to get stuck in my long hair. Also, when it comes to this earpiece has a tendency to allow the hair to wrap around it, and I'm not sure why, because the only difference between this and the Blue Tiger was that the Blue Tiger was round. It was still almost the same type of padding material, but it seemed like the Blue Tiger didn't allow my hair to wrap around it as much. So that's a complaint. This one fits really tight to my head, and I'm gonna say about a year ago, I actually broke a section right here and it cracked. So when it cracked, it didn't stick to my head as well anymore. So when I would be like walking, it would like drop down. Now right now, since this one is intact the way it's supposed to be, it's not dropping off my head or anything. Something else that I think is cool about this one is, I don't know if you can see, but right here, oh, let me shove that up my nose. Oh, there you go. There's a good shot. If you see right here, this is actual padding, so it's really comfortable across the head. The padding pretty much goes through the whole inside rim there. So, it's like a rubber padding, so it's nice and comfortable. But this piece right here is what broke off of my last one. It broke off, and then I kept like trying to hold it on my head, and it didn't want to stay. So I think the combination of me breaking this band part and cracking it, and a combination with this breaking off, that's what really kept it from staying on my head. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still used it for like 2 or 3 weeks after I broke it, but I was getting out of the truck and I had it on my head and it fell and it landed in water, so I wound up just throwing it out and buying a new one. But this was just $149, I think, at Flying J, and it's got a $40 mail-in rebate right now, so it's $109. And then I had a bunch of rewards points. I think I had like $30 or $40 in rewards points, so if I say, okay, well, 75 bucks, and the last one lasted 2 years, and then this one, if this lasts 2 years, that's awesome. I'm cool with that. But to be replacing the other blue tires like every 3 to 6 months, yes, that was ridiculous. That was not good. So I'm done with the blue tires. A feature on these is supposed to be when somebody calls, it will say in my ear, it'll ring in my ear, and it will say to answer the call, say answer, you know, and this one and the other one don't recognize my voice. So I would sit there and go answer, 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 and it wouldn't answer, and then it would hang up on them. So in order for me to answer, I actually have to hit the button and then it answers. If you leave the button in too long when you do that, you hang up on the person. Also, when you charge it, they automatically turn off, so then you have to turn them back on to use them again, which they're supposed to be able to be used when they're charging. And my last one would, but you can only use it for like 10 or 15 minutes and then it ended the call. Now, I don't know if that was just the defect with that particular one or if that's just common with this. But they charge fairly quickly, and they last like, I can last for like a whole drive shift and a half if I wanted to. You know, I also use this for my live feeds. I've hooked it up to, you know, my computer and done my laptop and my editing and stuff. So it's really easy to pair up with the laptop. So if that's important to some of you guys, that's, you know, that's cool. This little boom here though, it didn't matter which headset I had. They always fall off, and they do give you a spare. Just take a little bit of Gorilla Glue and glue it on. My last one, I didn't even bother with that, and I lost it, and it never really seemed to make any difference when it came to noise reduction or trying to hear or anything like that. So, yeah, look, I gave you guys a great view of the trash can. I did run into No Hippie Truck and Transportation while I was here. I was actually here just a few days ago. We left here and went to California and then came right back. So I ran into him, which I'll put a little video up of that. I filmed it on my camera, on my I filmed it on my phone. I ran into Trike Rider Trucking, which is Curtis Barnes. Ran into him today. He upgraded. Woohoo! Congrats, Curtis. We're proud of you. Getting through training is tough. It's really tough. So if you're in the terminal and you see me, come say hi. Hello. So if you are planning on buying a headset, I really suggest, especially if you're a clumsy klutz like me and you break everything, get the blue Parrot 450. I think it's a 450XT or something like that. I'll put the real name down in the title, and I'll put a link on to the Amazon, because I'm an Amazon affiliate, and yes, I get a percentage, so little disclaimer. But truth be known, I'd rather have you buy this and it lasts for a couple years than to buy a blue tiger that's going to die in 3 months. And you know, trust me, I have them. When I go home and I find them in my storage locker, then I'll show them to you. I didn't keep the little skinny 250 blue Parrot though. I just threw that away. There was, you know, I think I had in my head that I was going to just send them back, and I'm lazy and I just never did. Why don't you, in the comments down below, tell me what headset you like the best, and tell me why. And I want to say thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the little notification bell, and I hope to see you out here trucking along. Bye.